Some episodes may contain graphic content or sensitive topics, while all episodes will consistently feature offensive language and absurd speculations from two opinionated women on a spiritual journey just trying to figure shit out. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome. My name is Sharon, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Heather.
Hi.
And we want to welcome you to Hexhaven.
So, how's your week been?
It's been pretty good.
Good.
How about you? What have you been doing?
It's good. I've been just doing grandma stuff.
Doing grandma stuff?
Playing my cribbage. And,
Yeah. You've been playing cribbage?
Yeah, I'm back in my cribbage league. It's almost over, actually.
Oh, okay.
Our little fall league, it has 2 weeks left, but yeah.
Are you winning?
We were in second place until last week, and we got our asses kicked.
That happened to me in darts, too, so...
It's so discouraging. And I'm trying not to be like, we're losing. But I've been playing in this league since before COVID.
Yeah.
And every time we start out, we're like rocking it on top. And then towards the end, all of a sudden, I don't know if everybody gets steam finally and gets better luck, but then we just start getting our asses kicked. And then, so now we went from second to fifth. And we have two more nights to play.
Okay.
So, we really got to do some ass kicking to get back to the top. Which
you guys can do it.
I'm hoping, because
it's fun.
Yeah, we go by points too.
Yeah.
It's not just a win or loss. It's you won by how many.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the big thing. It's
right.
if we do beat someone and we only beat them by 5 points, cool. We beat them, but we only beat them by 5 points. If we beat someone by 20 points, that's huge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The team that was on top, they won all 3 of their games. And they got 75 points last night.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I was like, are you kidding me? What are you guys better fucking do shitty the last 2 weeks, man. They're good players, but they're lucky players is what they are. They're good, very good people. It's a mom and daughter combo, and they're super fun. Really, really nice. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I was like, 75 points? That's a lot.
That's crazy.
That took 2 of the other teams getting, skunked.
Right.
That's awful.
Yeah.
You want to do it to people, you just don't want it to happen to you.
Exactly.
But what have you been doing? Anything fun, exciting?
No, not really. I've been doing a lot of crazy research into this topic that we're going to be talking about today.
I'm excited and I'm scared.
Yeah. This is a trigger warning up front. This is a rough topic. It also... involves us talking about a lot of 3-letter agencies within our own government. So I'm going to just start out by saying, I don't know shit, okay?
Welcome to Hexhaven.
Welcome to Hexhaven. I don't know shit about shit.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Project Bluebird, Artichoke, MKULTRA, basically the CIA and mind control.
Okay, so I can tell you sent me a message. When you send me a Facebook message, and I can always tell whether you're amped up about something or not.
I was.
And you were amped up, and I can always tell because you use no punctuation. Everything it's like a paragraph long.
Fast.
Yeah, because I can tell you're typing super fast because you really got to tell me something, and I'm like, oh, she's amped up about something here. But then I was like, I don't know anything about it, and I chose not to Google it.
Okay.
Because I really wanted to be hearing it firsthand from you in this episode. So
yeah. So what kind of got me on this kick was there's actually a new Charles Manson documentary on Netflix.
Okay. Really?
And in the documentary, the guy kind of alludes to the possibility that MKUltra or Operation Chaos, which I don't know about Operation Chaos yet.
I've never heard of that.
But could have been involved in Charles Manson's situation. Specifically Helter Skelter, the idea of the race war. So it basically highlights a potential connection with Charles Manson's doctor, Dr. Louis Jolly West. He was a psychiatrist, and he was rumored to be involved with MKUltra experiments.
So this is all in the documentary?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and this is speculation.
Okay.
This guy was speculating that MKUltra, this doctor he was rumored to be involved with the project. His office was at Hyatt Ashbury Free Clinic, which is where Manson and his followers were known to visit for medical services as a condition for his parole.
For whose parole?
Charles Manson.
He was never paroled.
He was in jail before.
Oh, like,
And
he did, like, small time...
This is all before
the
any
murders. Okay, because once the murders hit, he never got back out again.
Yeah, so he had gone to jail for some kind of, I don't know if it was petty theft or robbery or what it was. But
yeah,
he was
something
paroled,
like that. Yeah.
And then part of his parole was that he had to seek psychiatric care. So he was going to this psychiatric free clinic was it California?
Probably California.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking crazy shit happened in California around that time.
Yes, exactly. So the narrator of the documentary, he kind of suggests that Manson might have been picked up for mind control techniques, and he may have been an unwilling subject of experiments involving LSD and amphetamines being administered in order to induce hypnosis, with the intent of implanting the idea of helter-skelter and a race war.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. So that got me thinking. It got me really curious. And luckily, most of the CIA's documents I should not say most. A lot of them were destroyed illegally. What is available?
Yeah.
What is available and was declassified, you can find on the internet.
Really? Okay.
Thousands and thousands of documents. And because I'm so jaded when it comes to social media and bias right now,
yeah,
I did not want to read other people's summaries of these. I wanted to go straight to the source and read them for myself.
Okay.
So that's what I did.
Where are you finding the sources? Only because
CIA.
with AI, with AI now, anyone
These
can
are declassified
fucking
CIA documents.
Okay, because anybody can make anything now.
No, this is the CIA's place where you go to find their declassified documents under the Freedom of Information Act.
Really?
Yes. And I'm going to say that the shit that I fucking found out was atrocious. Atrocious.
So... It's mind-boggling to me if you feel that way that they even put it out there.
They didn't have a choice. It's highly redacted. All names of doctors, patients, clinics, universities, prisons are all taken out. Foreign spies, all taken out.
Well, yeah. But let's face it, we know our government. They could have lost them, and I'm doing quotation marks.
So
I'm sure
there is a point in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Sidney Gottlieb. He was the CIA's chief chemist. He ordered all MKUltra documents to be destroyed, and he was never held accountable for this. And about 20,000 documents they think were completely...
Yeah.
They were burned.
Think about how many high-ranking military officers or anyone in the government, high-ranking, that has destroyed things and has never had any kind of repercussions.
No one's ever faced nobody has ever taken accountability for Agent Orange. I didn't realize that until I was doing this research. They have refused to admit fault.
Yeah.
They did finally, in the 2000s, start paying out settlements to veterans and stuff,
mm-hmm. But they denied that it had any effect, that they did anything wrong.
Well, and I found out from the Y files, actually. So the Geneva Convention prevented them from using Agent Orange in warfare, but they said this isn't a chemical weapon, it's an herbicide. So it's not a war crime.
Right.
And then when, they said, well, you destroyed, civilian crops, you were not allowed to do that. Well, that wasn't intentional, so it's not a war crime.
Right.
We weren't intentionally trying to...
Right.
And it went over and over and over again like that.
Let me just use a different word
Yep.
to manipulate a system.
Exactly. That's exactly. And that's what all of this is too. I am telling you right now that this is going to fucking infuriate you. It infuriates me.
I don't want to be all riled up before bed.
It infuriates me.
Oh, shit, I'm sure. But you know what? It makes me think of, like, there's these two British guys that came to America and make TikTok videos about, like, their time in Wisconsin or something. It's making me think of how they were trying foods that they don't have in England.
Uh-huh.
And one of the things is Coffee Mate Creamer is banned because of the chemicals that they put in it.
Yes, yeah.
And it makes me think of that, like, okay, it's not okay for them, but how come it's okay for millions of households to have this in their house?
Well, I'm telling you right now, like...
We're real lax with our...
The shit that we're about to talk about, things like this happen from the beginning of America's time to today, okay? And these are the types of things that make people lose faith in the fucking system.
Right.
Because it's all rigged together.
Right.
All of it's fucking rigged together. The EPA, the fucking American Medical Association. There is no path to getting out of the shit show that we're in today because all of these peoples wanted to line their fucking pockets way before. And now they're all so intertwined that they aren't making decisions for the American people. They're making them as far as what is going to bring them profit.
Yes.
It's disgusting.
100%.
I don't have an answer or a solution or a way out.
We'll stop getting fucking politicians in there, letting them have lifelong terms.
That is a big part of it. Also, stop allowing corporations to fund politicians.
Yes.
There should be zero lobbying happening. It's insane the amount of money that large corporations put into backing specific clients or politicians just based off of what they're promising to give them, not to us.
Just want to say I recently saw a video of Chelsea Handler. I don't know if I sent it to you, where she names a website that you can look on. She's like, stop supporting these companies that are backing the politicians that are supporting ICE.
Right.
She's
but
like,
the issue with that is that everything is so shrouded in secrecy that, like, you can think that you're supporting one company, but that is just an offshoot of
because they have all these subsidiaries that they funnel their money through.
Yeah, so it's so hard. But I did see recently there was a guy who was talking about, like, an app where you can go into a grocery store, scan an item, and it will pull up immediately who the big corporation is that owns it, so that you can, like, have more say with your money.
Right.
Because that's your biggest form of protest. Is the money.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Let's get into Project Bluebird.
I'm nervous a little bit.
So Project Bluebird was an experiment run by the CIA in the 1950s. So most of the documents that I read were from 1950 to 1953, and then there's some additional documents that were entered in, like, the 70s. There was, like, some stuff that they had found hidden, and so they're like, we found this whole extra box of documents and actual, like, syringes and stuff that were used, and so they entered all that and declassified all that.
I just have no fucking faith that if they found a box that anybody's gonna, be like, look what we found, let's make sure it's accessible to the general public.
You can see this first document is from March 3rd of 1952. Who sent the document is blacked out. Who they sent it on behalf of is blacked out. Who they sent it to is blacked out. It just says the subject is just attached. So in this first document,
this obviously looks like it's been written on a typewriter.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first thing that I notice is that this reader is extremely concerned about Russia performing experiments with psychedelic drugs. They reference things like the Moscow Purge trials, and I will post all of these documents in our show notes as well. So he says, basically, we know that the Iron Curtain experts have achieved amazing results with the Moscow Purge trials in 1936, 1937, and then there's a bunch of other various years that are blacked out, so they did not want us to know what else they were talking about.
Right.
So basically, this is the reason that he is adamantly asking for additional funding for the Bluebird project. So this writer, unidentified writer, says, from a medical point of view, there is much to be done, and the medical staff should be authorized to comb the country for answers. They should seek out and determine the latest and most improved technique, the finest instruments, and the latest medical theories in these matters. And these matters being hypnosis and the use of psychedelic drugs to put patients in a hypnotic state.
And this paragraph also says, and a failure to do this may constitute a very grave error.
It does.
Holy shit.
And here's the issue that I have with all of this stuff is when it comes to warfare, things get really complicated, especially when it comes to technological advancements. We do not want our enemies to be the first ones to develop new technologies that could hurt us without us knowing about it. I understand that there is a certain level of this type of shit that has to happen, but I disagree with doing it on unwilling U.S. citizens, which is what they did.
Okay. So, you suggest... I mean, I disagree with it too, but...
I don't have an answer, man.
Okay. All right. All right. Because I'm like, what do you do then?
I don't know.
I mean, but I guess there's like people that sign up for medical experiments all the time.
There are. Yeah.
So maybe do it the ethical way then, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. But they reference this Iron Curtain a lot.
Which is what they refer to as Russia back then.
Is it just Russia?
Oh, Soviet Union.
Okay.
Soviet
I wasn't
Union.
sure.
Well, Russia was the Soviet Union.
Yeah, like, I know that. But
yeah.
I wasn't sure if they were just speaking specifically about Russia when they talk, because they say we need to see behind the Iron Curtain so many times, it's insane.
It's the Soviet Union. Especially with that era.
Is that the Soviet Union, or is it like other countries?
I believe, I mean, I could Google it, but I'm pretty sure it is referring to the Soviet Union.
Yeah. So, another branch that is like tied with the CIA in this project, especially in the early days, is OSI, which is the Office of Scientific Intelligence.
Okay.
They are responsible for gathering and analyzing intel on foreign developments in science and technology, and also in biological and chemical warfare. So the writer of this document suggests that businesses such as General Electric, Merck, Johnson & Johnson, DuPont, Monsanto, and Dow could all have men whose info would be valuable to this experiment.
So, the Iron Curtain was a metaphorical term for the political barrier separating communist Eastern Europe from the democratic West during the Cold War. The Iron Curtain symbolized a division between the Soviet sphere of influence and the capitalist West.
Gotcha. The other thing that I found in this document is that he notes that there are a number of universities and medical facilities, doctors, and clinics that are already conducting experiments of this nature. A number of specific men's names have been redacted.
How do you know their men's names?
Because women, I'm pretty sure at this point there weren't many women doctors, but throughout all these documents, misogyny is wild.
Oh, sure.
They refer to doctors as men.
Okay. So I thought you were referring to the patients themselves.
No.
That's where I was like, how do you know they were all? But
list specific doctors' names.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You're a woman. You be a nurse. You're not allowed to be a doctor.
Well, and while these documents, they black out all the names, I was able to come across a couple of specific names that I would like to note here because these motherfuckers are guilty as shit. Dr. Ewan Cameron. He was a psychiatrist who worked at Allen Memorial Institute. Allen Memorial Institute comes up a lot. It has been proven that they did experiments with psychedelic drugs on unwilling patients. Who else did I find out for sure? Ford Strauss. He was a psychiatrist from Mississippi Mental Hospital, where they also did experiments. Some other names that I got who are Nazi scientists who were brought over here and pardoned for their war crimes so that they could participate in these experiments. Dr. Kurt Blohm, he was a Nazi he came on later on. He was involved when it morphed more into MKUltra. Eric Traub, who was a Nazi weapons designer. Reinhard Gehlen. Dr. Abramson. I think that's all the only ones that I found.
So these are doctors that are facilitating this stuff on unwilling participants in hospitals that are sanctioned by the government. Or the government secretly lining their pocket for them to do this.
Yes, both.
Because
the government is funding their research.
And
they are funneling their findings back to the government.
These motherfuckers.
Yeah. Also, did you know that after World War I, 1,600 Nazi scientists were pardoned for their war crimes and invited to the U.S.?
I had no idea.
Yeah, neither did I. 1,600. Interesting. Okay, so the writer of this document says that there are a number of important operative teams that should be examined and informed of Bluebird techniques. He says it should be clearly explained to our people that Bluebird must not necessarily be applied as a last resort, but can be applied anywhere along the line.
So they're testing on people because they want to give it to our soldiers so they can be better in warfare, or they're hoping they catch enemies and then
the next document is where I was able to find some specific objectives that they had.
Okay.
So, but there was one more thing in this document that I wanted to note.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just have lots of questions.
It's okay, yeah, I get it. There's a section in this document that is completely redacted.
Really?
So the title is completely redacted. It discusses certain entities who have plenty of access to the necessary info and all of the drugs, but those entities have not been reported to other entities. So basically this dude is saying, us here at Project Bluebird, we know that so-and-so can get you all of the drugs that we could possibly need for this, but it seems like the Office of Scientific Intelligence has not reached out to them. Why not?
Right.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So drug dealers.
I wonder what all the little notations in the side mean.
Those, I think, are for the declassified information. It's all over. I did for a minute, can I try to make sense of these? I can't. I can't make sense of them. But when they declassify documents, they use these little codes so that they can go back and know internally what they are.
Okay.
Yeah, so this was the first document that I came across, and I was like, whew, okay.
I wonder if that's why whiteout was invented.
Maybe.
You know?
In the later documents, things are more digital, so
it's a black bar.
Or a white box over it,
yeah.
You know. They start talking about a foreign operative.
Oh, boy.
And they go on at length about his background, and the entire, it's 3 pages, is completely redacted. So, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're on to the second document. This document, is there a date on this one?
Oh, I'm surprised it even says Bluebird or special research in the subject. I'm surprised it says that.
Oh, yeah, they all say Bluebird.
Yeah.
I literally typed Bluebird into the CIA search bar and started reading documents that came up, which it got a little bit confusing the further I went, because I guess later on they made the brilliant choice to
reuse the name
for transportation.
Oh.
So they were using it to shuttle people who were visiting the White House to and from different locations.
They probably did that on purpose, so that way...
At first I was like, is this some kind of fucked up fucking code shit you've got going on?
I think they probably did that on purpose, so that way when you Google search or try anything, the most recent's going to come up versus these files.
Well, that isn't what happened with me, luckily. I got most of the bombshell stuff from the first 2 pages of available documents.
I can't believe you went on the, CIA...
Dude, anybody can do this.
I know, but it just seems so, scandalous.
I have a feeling I am already on a watch list, so that's kind of part of why I was like, dude, we're all on watch lists.
I'm sure we are, but I'm sure you are more than me.
Yeah. I definitely am on a fucking watch list. Okay, so this is a document where they started listing some objectives and stuff. They discuss Bluebird techniques when applied in war and agency problems, is how they put it.
Okay.
So the 4 pieces of data that they are looking to find out is if scientific intelligence or hypnotic techniques, can we accurately get information obtained from willing or unwilling individuals using these techniques? Can agency personnel prevent outside powers from obtaining info by any means necessary?
So
basically that one means... So can we prevent our operatives from being captured and
the same thing done to them?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. We want to do it to them only. They don't want it done back. Yes.
Can we gain control of future thoughts and actions of a person, willing or unwilling? Can we prevent others from gaining control of U.S. agents by any known means? So basically, like, the tactics that we're using, are the other people using the same stuff? Mm-hmm. And if they are, can we prevent our operatives from talking?
Right.
The way that this document is written is somebody had posed these questions to the writer of this document. He answers an unequivocal yes on both accounts for question A. So absolutely, they can accurately obtain info from willing or unwilling subjects.
Oh my
God.
So
they already know this.
They already know this.
He also advises that with additional funding, all the other questions could also be answered yes in the future. The writer notes that he can conclusively give this opinion based on numerous individuals having knowledge of these techniques as well as their knowledge and research in this field. So they already know that doctors are performing unethical experiments on patients.
And this doctor is obviously already trying to line his pockets.
This is not a doctor. This is a Bluebird team member of the CIA.
Okay.
Writing this document.
The one saying for more money, we can make it. We can do it. Okay.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yep. He talks of an individual who was from another country but had history in experimenting. And this is me speculating because it is all redacted, but I'm willing to bet that's a fucking Nazi. I'm willing to bet that he is talking about a Nazi here. Or maybe a Russian scientist, but my bet's on Nazi.
And not a citizen of the United States who has been given certain operational security clearance.
Mm-hmm. So he was interviewed, interrogated, and observed by Bluebird on the 19th, 20th, and 21st of February in 1951. It says, ability, intelligence, sincerity, and apparent security mindedness were impressive. Bluebird officers were unable to find any indications of deviousness or pro-Soviet interest during these observations. This is in the middle of the Cold War, right? In the 50s? That's why it's so Russia.
Oh, yeah. Holy redacted paragraph.
Yes. So you see, it starts out with, according to blank, he was born in blank on blank, and then there's 2 pages
of full
redaction.
They didn't even leave the word the or and.
I'm pretty sure that is them talking specifically on this doctor or scientist or whoever.
That is a redacted document right there.
Yes.
That is just...
Yeah.
Wow.
This guy knew of a term called hypotherapy, which is post-hypnotic suggestion. So you hypnotize somebody and then implant thoughts into their brain.
That's something that scares me about being hypnotized.
Yeah, and like reading through this stuff, I know it's a different time, but this shit makes me trust doctors even fucking less.
Like doctors from back then?
No, from now.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I mean, my doctor that I have now, my OBGYN, I don't think, she's...
psychiatrist.
Oh, psychiatrist. And I know we've talked about this. That is a big fear of mine. Mm-hmm. If someone's going to plant something in your head, like, now every time you hear a bell, you're going to bark like a dog.
Yes.
Because they can say anything, you know? And I know several people that have been really successful with getting hypnotized to, like, quit smoking.
Yeah.
But how do you know they didn't say anything else?
Yeah.
Like, every time you kiss your partner, you're going to quack like a duck afterwards.
Right.
Like,
well, I mean... That's why, like, I think I said when we talked about it before, like, if I ever did find a doctor I was comfortable enough being in that state with, I would 100% get every single minute of it recorded.
Yeah, I remember we did talk about this. Yeah. That would be the only way I would feel safe. And I'm not editing out you cracking open your beer right now. That is fucking staying in.
Keep it.
Welcome to Hexhaven.
Yes, we drink beer here. Because I want to say that in this document is where, maybe it was a different document and I'll come across it later, but it wasn't just adults that they did these experiments on.
Oh, I'm sure. It's awful because even during that time, like, they could go to what they considered a poor neighborhood or area, and if there were little kids on the street, they'd be like, where are your parents? And if they went to the house and the parents were there because they were working, they would literally take the kids and put them in the orphanage.
Yeah.
Like, just collect them off the street. There is people to this day that are looking for their children that they lost.
Yep.
Because the policeman came and did like a sweep of their neighborhood, and any kid outside they just took.
Right.
So I imagine
that's fucking crazy.
These kids probably went to some of these fucking places because they certainly didn't go to loving homes.
Yeah. Now we're going to get into some specific things that they were hoping to further understand with Project Bluebird.
Oh boy.
I'm going to read them all.
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
I'm reading them all.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Can we condition, by post-to suggestion, agency employees or persons of interest to this agency to prevent them from giving information to an unauthorized source or for committing any act on behalf of a foreign or domestic entity?
Okay.
So about this one, I don't know what post-to suggestion means.
I think it just means basically, can they prevent someone from persuading an employee of this agency of providing information?
So remember that when they're saying agency employees, they are talking about spies.
Right.
They are talking about CIA agents, field agents.
Yes.
So
what they're saying is they want to find out if they can prevent this field agent, if they have ever been captured.
Yeah.
If there's a way to prevent them from ever giving information, if what
to
they're saying, is, yes, that is exactly what they're saying. Because they don't, once again, they want to do it to other people, but they don't want it done to them.
Yeah.
So then that involves probably this person. Now you might have to limit what you tell them in case they do get caught, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. An instruction or suggestion given to a person during a hypnotic trance that is intended to be carried out after they have emerged from the hypnotic state.
Yes.
So Manchurian Candidate.
They want to know if one of their people is captured, if someone can hypnotize them and say, go back to this facility and do X, Y, and Z after they're unhypnotized. So then they won't remember it, but they will go execute it.
Yes.
That's exactly what they want to know.
Yeah.
Can we prevent this?
All right. Number 2.
This is fucking nuts.
This is fucked, dude. It gets worse. Number 2. Can we, in a matter of an hour, 2 hours, 1 day, etc., induce a hypnotic condition in an unwilling subject to such an extent that they will perform an act for our benefit? Long range. Number 3, can we create by post-to control an action contrary to an individual's basic moral principles? So can we make somebody do something that they would never do on their own moral value?
Well, this is all things that I know that are very, very tied into our military.
Yep. Here's one that, like, really fucking rocked my goddamn world. Can we seize a subject and in the space of an hour or two, by post-hypnotic control, have him crash an airplane or wreck a train, etc.? Short, immediate activities. Sorry, I am a 9/11 fucking conspiracy theorist.
I have heard about things like this for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
There's always been talk that, like in a warfare situation, the military, they capture someone from the other side, they hypnotize them to, okay, you're going to take this grenade, you're going to go back into your camp, and you're going to pull the grenade.
You're going to blow it up, yeah.
You know, that was something they've always wanted to do, was to weaponize human beings that weren't American.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Unfortunately, because war is war, and that's what fucking happens.
Right.
I've always kind of known that.
Yeah. But here's the thing about the CIA is they are not only doing it for benefit of war. They are also doing it for benefit of control of powerful people here.
Right.
And that's where
I'm saying, like, I've always known of the military, and I'm not saying that it makes it okay.
Oh, for sure not. Again, like, you go back to, you don't want your enemies to be doing this, and you're not.
Right.
Like, it's a form of protection.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. And it's fucking war.
But
is there really any rules to it?
Here's what has always gotten me about the Cold War and Russia is the amount of panic and fear-mongering that was done on the American people. It made it seem like Russia was this big powerhouse, but back then, they were fucking poor as shit.
Oh, shit, they didn't have, like, fucking toilet paper.
Right.
Like, so they didn't have food to eat.
I think it was wildly exaggerated.
Like
the
most
amount
things.
of power.
But the only way you can control a mass group of people is by forcing them to all believe they have the same enemy.
Yeah.
I am sure there is a whole generation in a nursing home that's like, fucking Russians!
There are.
You know, like, really.
There are. I mean, even, like...
A scare tactic.
And my grandpa, I love him to death, but he is one of those staunchly democratic people. I am not saying that Russia is not a problem, because they fucking are. But he's just so caught up on, like, Russia has always been America's problem.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, they have tried to exert influence, but look at this shit. So have we.
Right.
Every country has, you know. It's
yeah,
just which one was better at fucking doing it is
we're better at fucking lying and being scoundrels.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, God.
Okay, so question number 5 is, can we, by SI or H techniques, force a subject, unwilling or otherwise, to travel long distances, commit specific acts, and return to us or bring documents or materials? Can a person acting under post-H control successfully travel long distance? Can we use SI and H to combat fatigue, produce extreme mental effort? Can we guarantee total amnesia under any and all conditions? Can we alter a person's personality? How long will that hold? Can we design tests to determine whether or not an enemy agent has been conditioned by SI or H or any other methods? Can we detect SI and H by use of SI and H? Can we make a conditioned subject reveal by SI and H specifically how they were conditioned? Drugs, torture, fatigue, hostage pressure, techniques? Can we devise a system for making unwilling subjects into willing agents and then transfer that control to an untrained agency agent in the field by use of codes or identifying signs or credentials? And I just want to touch on this because this is how people like this stay in power. When you're in the fucking military, you follow orders. So basically, they want to be able to have people employing hypnotized agents without even knowing it. Because if they know it, that's a higher security clearance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because that person isn't going to ask the question because they don't know what these codes mean.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
It reminds me of the episode of Friends where they're like, they don't know that we know that they know that we know.
Yes.
Holy shit. All right.
Yeah. Number 13. How long can we sustain a post-H suggestion unaided with reinforcement? What would the fastest way to induce SI or H conditions with drugs or without any mechanical aid? 15, can we devise a standard, simple, relatively fast technique for inducing SI and H conditions that can be used by untrained agents?
What is SI again?
Scientific intelligence, I think.
Okay. You guys listening, as we're reading these documents, it really says H instead of saying hypnosis or hypnotic. And then it says SI. So I'm just curious.
I think it's scientific intelligence because that's what they call behavioral science in most of these documents.
I mean, this is all just warfare to me.
Yeah.
And then you're testing on just random fucking people that you decide are not worthy of having an opinion or a say in what happens to them.
Special interrogation.
Oh, okay.
And that's probably what it is. Special interrogation. They love the word special.
Yeah. It makes them feel special, I bet.
Yeah. Okay. So question 16. Is it possible to find a gas that can be used to gain special intelligence control from a gas pencil, odorless, colorless, one shot, etc.?
Like Men in Black, the little zapper they have so you fucking forget. Like the memory swiper.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this?
And then number 17, what are full details on sleep-inducing machine? How can sodium A or P or any other sleep-inducing agent be best concealed in a normal or commonplace item, such as a candy, cigarette, liquor, wine, coffee, tea, beer, gum, water, aspirin tablets, common medicines, Coke, or toothpaste?
Holy
that's
shit.
what they literally list in the question.
It goes through a list of the items. Like, we've already thought this through. We want to put it in cigarettes, in liquor, in toothpaste, in Coke, and in gum, and in water. So how do we do this?
And sodium A or P, we find out later. Sodium amytal and then sodium pentothal are the sodium A and P that they are referring to in that question.
And we already know Coke from back in the day had actual, like, Coke in it.
Cocaine! So, number 19. I don't know what this means either. How effective can the carotid artery technique be made? Can it be used while subject is unconscious? Is it faster than other techniques? Because I know what a carotid artery is.
That's your heart, or no?
No, the carotid artery is an artery that leads to the heart. But I don't know in what way. Like, I've heard, like, if you karate chop somebody's carotid artery, it'll hurt a lot. But as far as hypnosis goes, I have no idea what that could refer to.
Okay, so the carotid artery is, like, in your neck.
Yeah.
A surgeon makes an incision on the side of the neck to access the carotid artery. The artery is opened, the plaque is removed, and the artery is then closed with stitches or a patch. It's for blood flow management.
So that is a medical procedure.
So that's a medical procedure. So how effective can a medical procedure be made?
No, that's not what that is referring to. That is not what this is referring to.
Okay.
What I just found says, the carotid artery technique in a hypnosis context refers to applying pressure to the carotid sinus to induce a rapid trance-like state or near coma by briefly restricting blood flow to the brain and triggering a strong parasympathetic nervous system response.
Holy shit.
There's also a severe safety warning that comes with this. This is highly dangerous and potentially life-threatening technique.
I don't know if you remember this, but maybe like a decade ago, weren't like kids doing this and like they were passing out and some of them were dying?
Possibly. It's definitely possible.
Because you like stop breathing. You like get lightheaded and pass out.
Yeah.
Like you lose consciousness, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I can say
It's
10 years
possible.
and it could have been 20 because I really don't know how to gauge time anymore.
Me neither.
But I remember there was way before fucking Tide Pods, like kids were like doing this, they were doing something and then they would like pass out and they were dying.
There were things that, it wasn't a carotid maybe it was and I just didn't know. There was something we used to do in high school.
Did it
that
involve
would make you like pass out for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe I'm associating the wrong thing, but that's what I'm thinking.
It definitely could be, and we just were dumb as fuck and didn't realize that's what we were actually doing.
Right. Yeah. Holy shit.
Question number 20. Can we, using SINH, extract complicated formula from scientists, engineers, etc. if unwilling? Can we extract details of gun emplacements, landing fields, factories, or mines?
So they want enemy secrets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
21. Can we, while a subject is under SINH control, show them a map and have them point out specific items, locations, etc. on the map? Can we also have them make detailed drawings, sketches, and plans? Could any of the above be done under field conditions in a very short space of time? So that was the extent of that document, which blew my fucking mind. Just reading that they even... This is not a smoking gun. This is an inquiry. But...
Right.
Reading that these very specific things that
very specific questions,
asking for funding to look into.
Yeah.
Funding that they fucking received.
Yeah, I want to know if I can hypnotize someone, show them a map, and they can give me a specific location.
Yeah.
I also want to know what kind of drugs I can put in their cigarettes and coffee.
Yes. Yes.
This is fucked up.
Yeah. Some of the methods that they would use for these experiments would include sound, blinking lights, hypnotism, and psychochemicals, mostly LSD. In August of 1951, the project name was changed to Project Artichoke. And I didn't do a document search on Artichoke yet either, because there was so much that I was just like, I need to talk to Heather about this now. Like, and this is why it's not like super structured, because I just wanted to show you what I have already found.
Yeah. Do you know why they changed the name?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not know, but I have my suspicions, because this is a progression from Bluebird to Artichoke to MKUltra. Okay. MKUltra is where it got, like, real bad. Right. So I think it was partially because the project was morphing, and when MKUltra was done, it wasn't shut down. It just eventually was phased out and turned into a different project. Right. I don't know what that project was, because those documents haven't been declassified yet. Right. It'll probably be a long time before they do. That is what concerns me. Right. So the name was changed to Artichoke. In 1952, project responsibility was transferred to the Inspection and Security Office. One document dated 1975 says that OSI terminated interest in the project in 1956, so the Office of Scientific Intelligence. They backed out. They were no longer involved in the project.
So, to this day, is there still an Office of Scientific Intelligence?
I'm pretty sure.
I would have to think so, too.
There's still a CIA.
Yeah. But I wonder if that's still a division that they're like, oh yeah, they're still...
Oh, I guarantee it is.
But I wonder if it's...
It might have had its name changed.
Yeah.
So I do have a little bit of information on, like, the MKUltra side. Project Bluebird and Artichoke morphed into Project MKUltra. This project was inspected by the Inspector General in 1963, where he found that over the previous 10 years, the program had explored methods of mind control involving radiation, electroshock, psychology, psychiatry, sociology, anthropology, graphology, which I have no fucking clue what that is.
Would that be the ology of making graphs? That's what I'm picturing.
That's what I thought.
A pie graph and like...
We should look that one up. But so graphology, harassment substances, which I assume just means drugs, psychedelics.
Sure. Yeah.
Parliamentary devices and materials.
Wow.
However, early on, they were unable to verify if this stuff would work in the field.
So let me tell you what graphology is.
Okay, tell me.
It is a study of handwriting, or in linguistics, it is a study of written or printed symbols and the writing system.
So how could they use that for mind control?
I don't know. How would you manipulate handwriting or written, maybe symbols for like math purposes?
Yeah, it could be like maybe like forcing somebody to like write a specific symbol over and over again, or I don't fucking know.
Right, but what would be the outcome of them doing that?
Going into a different state of mind.
Oh, you're saying like maybe they're like tracing out a symbol while they're being hypnotized?
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe
I see.
something like that.
Okay,
I mean,
I see what you're saying.
I don't know, and we most likely won't ever know because they did destroy so many of the MKUltra documents. And
there's probably not very many people alive that want to truthfully speak about it.
Yes. Most people went to their deaths without ever seeking any kind of payback or anything.
Right.
There are a number of...
You're saying like victim-wise?
Yes. Yeah. People did speak out.
Probably because no one believed them.
Yes.
And it's hard to prove the government's at fault when the government's at fault.
Absolutely. And that's really what it came down to is, we've seen this time and time again. They may pay out money, but they will never say they're sorry. They will never admit that they did it. Mm-hmm. Never.
No.
And the rest of the world just fucking lets them. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
It's crazy.
But yeah, so in 1955 is when they began to test on unwitting U.S. citizens. According to this document.
Is this one of the documents you found on the CIA site?
This was something different, because I just I don't know if it was a video that I watched or what, but Oh, no. I do know. I do have a document of it. That's right.
Okay.
That one I downloaded to go back and read later, though, because the PDF is no longer available.
Really?
Yeah, but they have, when you first go into the document, this is the screen that you get, and it gives us the body of... So you can't read it. It's not, all the way right. It puts an N when it should be... a W.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more harder to read. So I didn't use this one. But I was like, I want to know why they took the PDF down.
Right. Do you think too many people are accessing the site, trying to read it now, or?
Man, I don't know.
Yeah. It's crazy that something that they supposedly redacted and put out for the public, because the public has a right to know, is now just gone.
Yeah.
Well,
that happened to a lot of the government websites this January. Okay, so this is the document that I was using for all of this data.
So what was the date at the top?
This one was, I think, in the 70s.
Okay,
yeah,
but it was
75.
It was released in 2017. That stamp says approved for release.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Okay.
This one seems like a little bit of an older document than I think the original, if you look up here, this looks newer. This is somebody...
So this looks like a typewriter to me, this. But everything below kind of looks like maybe they've started responding in... This is more of a computer way.
Yeah, possibly, because it's darker.
It's darker, it's thicker, it's bolder. The letters are formed different. They had computers then.
Yeah.
They were just
in the 70s and stuff.
Yeah, but they weren't in people's households. They were used
just
in the government.
By the government. Yeah.
I
recently fucking found out about DARPA, who created the internet via the fucking government.
The government, yeah. They had technology way before the Americans had technology.
Right. They had GPS way before we had GPS.
Oh, yeah.
All the shit.
But they needed GPS. The military.
And it's so crazy.
Needed GPS. Not the government. Military.
Right. The military.
Very big difference.
What's so crazy to kind of try to wrap your head around is those things changed our entire lives for the better. Our lives are easier for a lot of these technologies, but this is what they're spawned for war. You know?
Well, and
crazy.
This is what they were afraid of, though.
For hurting people.
Well, and they never wanted anyone to have all this information so accessible.
Right.
Because, there's laws where you can request things, but back in the 50s or 60s, that meant you were writing a letter to the CIA
Oh, it takes...
And it would...
forever.
And it would take 6 months for someone to even read it, and then they could respond to you, no, we're not sending that to you. Mm-hmm. And they didn't really have a right to say that, but yet they did.
Yeah.
So then a year's gone by and you could ask again. Yeah.
And I want everybody to remember that, like, while all of these experiments were going on, every single president who went into that White House knew about it.
Oh, I'm sure.
They're briefed on CIA operations.
Yeah.
Someone signed off on this.
Mm-hmm.
It was funded by private-owned companies.
Right.
It's insane.
Oh,
It's so this document says that this program was funded through sterile channels. Don't know what the fuck that means. It's just a way for them to not say in the document, is my guess. It says that these documents were declassified in stages through congressional investigations and Freedom of Information Act requests.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know they've skirted around the Freedom of Information Act for
Forever.
a really, really long time because they simply respond, it's an ongoing investigation.
Yes.
And then they can be like, well, you can't have information if it's ongoing, you know? So they've skirted around that for so fucking long.
Guarantee you that this document we're reading right now came from the Rockefeller Commission. The Rockefeller Commission and the Church Committee, they did a full audit of the CIA and found thousands and thousands of civil rights violations, Geneva Convention violations. And because it was the third party doing the audit finally, more came to light.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Because you can't have your insider...
Because that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
It
like,
was
let's
audited
have our
by
buddies
the
at the
CIA.
FBI.
Yeah.
You know, audit the CIA and then in exchange we'll audit them. Yeah. What a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
They're just fucking paying one hand with the other.
Whatever these sterile channels were, my guess would be private organizations. They employed pharmaceutical companies, specialists, hospitals, and federal institutions. The second phase of this was to test on voluntary subjects, which we've seen videos of them doing it on soldiers and CIA agents in controlled environments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was the second phase. And then in 1955, they entered the final phase, testing on unwilling subjects with an informal arrangement with the Bureau of Narcotics. This document mentions 2 specific employees from the West Coast performing experiments, and then 1 on the East Coast being added in 1961. In a number of experiments, subjects would become ill for hours or days. A few had to be hospitalized. The review found that there may be some operational values to the project, but the scientific controls were too volatile to be effective in all cases. It was reported that testing on unwilling subjects ended, but other aspects continued. Funding was decreased each year and then phased out finally in the late 1960s. Insane.
Which makes me think of how many psychiatric wards would do the lobotomy.
Oh my god, what is the name of the doctor that did the lobotomies? Because that was the
most, like, famous doctor?
Yes.
I
want to say his name was Walter something. That was something I thought was that he was funded by them. That dude was so wretched.
Walter Jackson Freeman.
Yep, Walter Freeman, that's his name.
Yep, mm-hmm.
I am willing to bet you that they consulted with him at some point.
I bet. But yeah, he fucked up so many people.
Yeah.
I get the whole part of science and medicine is a lot of experimenting until we really know. That's how we come across antibiotic.
I'm pretty sure that this project is credited with why we were able to do MRIs and shit today.
That's interesting.
Yeah. But so this like all really got me thinking about the state of mental institutions in particular, because they were completely just ratchet, treated like shit. We said before, you could be fucking admitted because you were too loose. I guess, for lack of a better word.
Well, you think of, like, women were admitted because they had postpartum depression and there wasn't a fucking name for it and no one knew how to treat it. Mm-hmm. And then they got put in the loony bin and then all this shit they were subjected to, and then when they came out, they were 100 times worse.
Yes.
ugh.
Yeah, that's something that I saw in one of the videos that I watched, whereas most of the people who went into the mental hospitals where these things were being performed, they came out and they were just never the same.
Yeah.
Like, they were lucky if they had any quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
Many of them didn't remember who they were, didn't remember their families. Nothing.
Right. Yeah.
It's
like,
insane.
Fucked them up. Like electroshock therapy.
Yeah.
Like, fucked them up. Think about all the people that now you don't remember your family. You don't really have the ability to talk. You know, may not have manual dexterity, so you're unable to feed yourself. But now they're sending you home.
Yeah.
So now you've become a burden on your family that thought maybe they were helping you, and they don't have the means to help you, so now you're neglected.
Yeah. It's awful.
It is awful. It really, really is. How shameful to treat a human being that way, just to experiment on a human being.
Yeah,
like,
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. Fucking sick. So I will give like another warning now because I found this document, which is a 10-page document from November 24th, 1950. It is to the chief of some agency, INS. I don't know off the top of my head what agency that is. From the Bluebird team. These are medical summaries of actual patients.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't know if I want to hear this. Oh my gosh.
So there's nothing too bad, but they get a little weird.
Well, I mean, I like weird, but...
So, obviously the names of the patients are all blacked out. I'm going to refer to each patient by the beginning of the file number. So it's like file number B number 2. Well, I put patient B2. So the first one is patient B2.
Intelligence and security.
Intelligence, okay.
That's what INS stands
Yeah.
for. Intelligence and security.
So this is Bluebird's team giving feedback from experiments to
Intelligence and security.
security.
Fucking A.
So patient B2 was given sodium amytal at a rate of 1 cc per minute, and then they always use a stimulant in order to bring someone out of hypnosis. So for this one they used Benzedrine, which they use Benzedrine in almost all of them.
What is Benzedrine? Do you know? Is it...
It's a stimulant, narcotic, to wake you up.
Okay.
So the patient
almost
felt
like
woozy.
a smelling salt kind of...
That's what I was wondering, but it's a capsule. It is like an actual medication.
I guess if you're hypnotized, you would still need to have the ability to swallow. So you... But it seems like a pill wouldn't be that fast acting to take you out of hypnosis, you know what I'm saying?
In some cases had to give it orally, but in most cases it was going through IV.
Okay. What the fuck?
If you look in here, like up top it says the drug used in this case was sodium amytal intravenously.
Intravenously.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So through an IV.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
After 10 minutes, this patient began to fall in and out of sleep. They also became scared when aroused from sleep, and the doctor notes that the patient became violent on occasion during a method he called transference. He accused the interrogators of being some kind of foreign spy. The name was redacted.
Okay.
But, like, the patient was looking at the interrogators like, y'all are fucking Russian spies.
Yeah.
So he says patient afterward had no suspicion of hypnosis, just that he was given medication to sleep. He also mentions this at the end, DD machine. I, really didn't know what the fuck that was. What I do know for sure is it was used in de-patterning, which is where they want to take control of your thought patterns and then redevelop them. It erases minds through torture.
Oh my god.
I believe that the DD machine was like a sound simulator kind of thing.
Okay.
There was a lot of having somebody sleep but having a tape rolling saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again.
Like a subliminal message kind of thing?
Yeah. It is a de-patterning device. That's what it's called. Purpose is to disrupt or erase existing personality structures, memories, or behavioral patterns.
So to wipe your mind.
The method involved prolonged electroconvulsive therapy, sensory deprivation, and drug-induced states.
Yeah, so electroshock therapy.
Yeah.
Which we see in fucking movies and...
Yes.
And then the audio sensory, that's like the subliminal messaging. Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know?
So patient B3 was also given sodium amytal. After 20 minutes, the patient complained of blurred vision. An hour in, the doctor says he is in a peak subconscious state. They did something to him. I could not read the words. And noted that he exhibited appropriate emotional responses. He was then roused, and he had no memory of the event afterwards.
They did something to him.
They did something to him, but I couldn't read what it said.
So, obviously, I mean, it wasn't like they tickled him.
No.
Because they would have left that in there.
Yeah, I think they would have left that in there.
I'm assuming they did something inappropriate, or...
I think they were just referring to... they possibly did do something inappropriate.
Right.
But I think they were just more protecting their specific methods.
Right.
I think maybe the doctor put a little bit more detail than they were willing to give to the public.
Right.
Patient B7 was pretty much the same. It's very vague, but all it says is that he was given the same drugs and has the similar results to the previous two patients. But then we start getting a little bit of variety. Patient B10 was given sodium pentothal. It took him about 35 minutes to enter the proper state for hypnosis. The doctor writes of excellent transference being attained. He describes the patient recalling a time when he attended a party where the police came, and he reacted emotionally and actually presented as being under the influence of alcohol.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. He also notes that sodium pentothal is much more effective at achieving the desired state, but he's unsure if long-term amnesia of the session will be achieved, and he notes that this drug is much more dangerous because it can cause respiratory failure.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So then we go...
You know, and I just had this thought, like, okay, if you would have got people to consent, maybe you would have had better results.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, though. They were just doing both and comparing the two.
Right? But then you think about, like, if you were to catch someone, like the enemy, they're not going to consent to being hypnotized. So then, in a scientific viewpoint, you'd have to see why you would have to do that on unwilling people. It doesn't make it okay.
Oh, absolutely not. But yeah, it's different to be drugged voluntarily. You know what's going on, especially when it comes to psychedelics. When it comes to psychedelics, the way that you are thinking when you go into this, it changes everything.
Well, what do they always say when you take acid? Like, don't do it if you're in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have a bad trip.
Yeah.
And there's no way...
If you're in a bad headspace, you're screwed.
You're screwed. You have to be in the right frame of mind. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad trip. And imagine being someone that's never done drugs before.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you're tripping out. Like, that would be fucking awful.
Yeah.
And then LSD lasts, what, like 8 hours at least?
A long time.
Yeah.
And, like, that's all I could think as I'm reading through some of this stuff. If they're giving drugs to people and you don't know that you're about to go on, even mushrooms. I've never done LSD, but I've done mushrooms. And, like, if I got dosed with mushrooms, I would lose my fucking shit.
And even as someone that has done that, even after, like, knowing what it's like, experiencing that, if one day all of a sudden I was, like, tripping, I would fucking lose my shit.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even know what to do. That's a super intense drug.
It's a form of torture to
put someone on.
That's all I kept thinking.
But I get that it's so, like, mind expanding.
It is, but do
it consensually.
I've had bad trips.
Me too. It's been awful.
That shit was scary, and I knew I was taking a psychedelic drug.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So imagine being fucking cold, hungry, terrified.
Yeah.
And then you get
while everything is moving around you and vibrating around you.
Yeah.
And looks creepy and scary and
Patient B28 was a little bit different. This one was a woman, which makes me feel kind of funny.
Okay.
Especially the way that this goes.
Oh, no. Okay.
She was given sodium amytal orally and through IV because she wasn't achieving the desired state in a time frame that was acceptable to them. Once she did get to that state, they began, and he says that they were able to get her to admit things that she had previously steadfastly denied. One of the interrogators then pretended to be her lover, and the patient was unable to hold a conversation with him, but the doctor notes there is no doubt in her mind that this man was her lover. He then says that she fell asleep and was allowed to stay asleep for a long time while they administered stimulants. And then they literally walked her on unsteady feet out to a vehicle. And this doctor writes, quote, "She was escorted to a vehicle, swaying slightly in her gait and requiring help. She was able to be passed through the gate without undue attention and went to sleep in the car."
What the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know where they took her, but she stated directly after and the next day that she didn't remember anything.
What the fuck, man?
Mm-hmm.
Why was it necessary to move her, even?
I don't...
in such a condition that she can barely walk.
So here's the weird thing about these documents is they are not all from the same place. Some
No.
of them seem to be from a mental institution. This one, I don't know where the fuck she is. She's at one location where they do this treatment, and then they put her in a car and they take her somewhere else.
Oh, so
But
maybe the institution she's from doesn't have this treatment, and they take her there
I don't know.
to experiment on her.
It could very well could be. But this next patient, B27, this is an inmate. An inmate of some kind. I don't know if he was like a prisoner of war or a prisoner at a regular prison in America.
Right.
But they gave him meds in his cell, and then when he got drowsy, they escorted him to an interrogation room where they performed successful SI in an interview lasting 5 hours.
What the fuck?
And the whole time they had to continually administer him more medication because he kept coming out. He kept slipping into conscious states. Once they were done with him, he was just led back to his cell and told to go to sleep and never remembered the interrogation at all.
You think his cell, people in the prison be like, dude, where were you for 5 hours, man?
Right. Then the last patient that I definitely wanted to touch on, because it seemed kind of sketchy, like it was a prisoner of war.
Okay.
So the whole first part of this one is redacted.
Yep, something that would make me think the same, because this is a lot more redacted on this one than the other ones.
Yep. But not classified is that the patient gave up a wealth of information under the influence of sodium amytal that he had carefully concealed in prior interrogations. Instead of giving him a stimulant, they dumped him back into his cell to sleep it off. The next day, he remembered nothing. Yeah, so that is all the types of fucking experiments that they were doing just to prepare for MKUltra.
Holy shit.
That's pretty much all I got. The last couple of things that I just wanted to touch on real quick is I found multiple times references to black sites. Black sites were places where experiments were held. They were located in prisons and brothels, and the agency would conduct ad hoc experiments with drugs. They also made specific references to black sites in Germany. I'm sure there were black sites in other countries too, but I didn't find specific references.
Right.
Then the other thing is, have you ever heard of an insulin coma? So this is where they were using the sound, because they would put people into insulin comas and then play audio loops for new thought patterns.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
So MKUltra was run ultimately by Sidney Gottlieb, the CIA's chief chemist. He had unlimited funds with zero oversight. The project included 149 subprojects.
What the fuck?
44 universities in the U.S., 15 research organizations, 80 institutions, and 185 private researchers that were all involved in this project.
Wow.
Something I do want to look into that was mentioned as a sketchy subproject was Operation Midnight Climax.
What?
Yeah. I'll bet you it's not as fun as it sounds.
Oh, shit.
But, so that's what I have found so far.
Holy shit. All right, hold on. So, do you know the description of Operation Midnight? You just know the name.
I just know the name.
Operation Midnight Climax was a real, illegal human experimentation subproject of the CIA's MKULTRA program. Its purpose was to study the effects of LSD and other drugs on unsuspecting individuals for potential use in mind control, interrogation, and sexual blackmail. Wow.
Oh, I read, this was in the Y file, something about the brothels where they would have people come in, they would have them dosed while they were with, like, their prostitute.
Yeah.
And then they would take pictures. There was like a two-way mirror in the room.
Prostitutes on the CIA payroll were instructed to lure clients back to the safe houses and spike their drinks with various psychoactive substances, primarily LSD, without their knowledge and consent. The bedrooms were equipped with hidden microphones and one-way mirrors, allowing CIA agents to observe and record the subject's behavior while they were under the influence of drugs. Agents who sometimes consumed alcohol and drugs themselves during the observations took notes on the effects of the drugs and explored the potential of obtaining secrets or inducing involuntary actions such as criminal activity from the compromised individual. What the fuck?
Insane.
That's crazy. There's a documentary. I'm going to have to find out what it is, but I was under the impression it was a guy that is an ex-CIA, and they say he committed suicide, like he jumped out of a building.
Frank Olson. It was Frank Olson.
So I do know what I'm kind of talking about. I don't know that I watched it though, but it had a lot to do with, I want to say,
he was
the MK.
He was a CIA operative that worked on MKUltra, and they had given a test to some operatives that they were unsure of their loyalty. Mm-hmm. So I think it was like 10 operatives. They dosed them with LSD without telling them. And Frank was the one who had an issue with it. Yeah. And so he had mentioned that he had an issue with it, and 2 weeks later he was dead. And Frank Olson, actually, though they never came out and admitted to killing him, they paid the family $750,000 in settlement. And I can't remember what president, but a president invited his family in, formally apologized to them. The CIA didn't. Right. But this president did. Formally apologized to them and gave them the money.
Okay, yeah. Wasn't it they claimed that he jumped out a window? Yeah. Or something?
Yep, and then, so they were able to prove that he didn't jump out the window in a second autopsy. Years later, they had the body exhumed, and the second autopsy found that there was blunt force trauma.
See? Fucking shady ass motherfucker. Yeah. I'm going to have to figure out what that is so I can watch it. Mm-hmm. I feel like I watched it, but a lot of times I watch things and I don't pay full attention. Yeah, but sure. It makes me curious. Like, now I want to watch it. Well, gosh, thanks for that deep dive.
So, that's crazy. Just remember, trust nobody.
Right? Trust no one. That is the pearls of wisdom we have for you today.
Yeah, man. This shit made me pretty jaded. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it's awful.
I have serious issue with them employing so many Nazi war criminals. Right. In experiments against our people. Mm-hmm. You know? And just, ugh. And then, like, thinking about, like, 1,600 Nazis working for our government, and, like, nobody today sees why things are the way that they are. Right. Mm-hmm. You know?
It's crazy.
All right. Well, listeners, I hope you're not too jaded. Right. I hope you come back. Right. And again, we're just two bitches talking. We don't know shit. So.
Right? And you know what? If you have a really great story about a time you were tripping, we'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, send it in. Fuck it.
Send it in.
Hexhavenpodcast@gmail.com.
All right, thanks for listening.
Bye, guys.
Bye.